Picture your home address, street, city, country. Easy. Now imagine someone asked for your address, but from the other side of the universe. How far would you get before you ran out of words? We use addresses every day. They tell people exactly where to find us. But here's the thing nobody thinks about. Your address is only the beginning of a much, much longer one. One that keeps going and going until the numbers stop making sense. Let's build the address. Start simple. You are on Earth, a rock covered in water, spinning at 1,600 kilometers per hour. You don't feel that, which is good, because there's no way you should be able to live on something going that fast. Earth. That's layer 1. Zoom out. Earth is one of 8 planets circling a star we call the Sun. This is the solar system. It is, compared to what comes next, embarrassingly small. If the Sun were the size of a basketball, Earth would be a grain of sand, about 26 meters away. Neptune? 1 kilometer. That's still within the solar system. That's just the neighborhood. Zoom out again. The solar system lives inside a galaxy. Ours is called the Milky Way. The Milky Way contains somewhere between 100 and 400 billion stars. Scientists can't agree on the exact number, which sounds like a rounding error. It's a rounding error of 300 billion stars. Our Sun, with all its planets, sits about 26,000 light years from the center of this galaxy. Not in the middle, not at the edge, just somewhere in the middle-ish part, the cosmic equivalent of a suburb. But a galaxy isn't a thing by itself. The Milky Way is part of a group of about 54 galaxies, called the Local Group. The Local Group is part of the Virgo supercluster, which is part of something even bigger, Laniakea, a supercluster of superclusters. 100,000 galaxies, 500 million light-years across. And Laniakea, it's one tiny knot in something called the cosmic web, a vast, invisible structure of filaments and voids, like foam in a bathtub, but the bathtub is the universe, and the foam has been sitting there for 13.8 billion years. Then there's the observable universe, 93 billion light-years across, 2 trillion galaxies, 2 trillion. That's the limit of what we can see. Not because the universe ends there, but because light from beyond that point hasn't had enough time to reach us yet. We are literally watching the universe's past. The further we look, the older the image. Some of those galaxies we see, they might not exist anymore. We're looking at ghosts. Here's where it gets strange. After all that, after the solar system, the Milky Way, Laniakea, the observable universe, nobody actually knows where any of it is. Not in the sense of we haven't figured it out yet. In the sense of the question might not have an answer. The universe has no center, no edge, no fixed point you could call home base. Every single place in the universe is expanding away from every other place. Which means, from your perspective, you're always at the center, and from anyone else's perspective, so are they. Everyone is at the center, which is another way of saying no one is. But there's one more thing. The observable universe, it's only what we can see. The actual universe, the full thing, is almost certainly much, much larger. Some models say it's at least 250 times bigger than what we observe. Others say it might be infinite, which would mean there are infinite copies of every galaxy, every star, every planet, and somewhere in that infinity, infinite versions of you, right now, watching a video about where you are, and none of them know either. So, where are you? On a spinning rock, inside a solar system, on the arm of one galaxy, inside a cluster of galaxies, inside a supercluster, inside a web that stretches beyond anything you can see. And yet, you are the only part of the universe that knows it's inside a universe. Every atom in your body was forged in a star that exploded billions of years ago. You are, in the most literal sense possible, made of the universe looking at itself. The address was never the point. The fact that you can ask the question, that's the strange part. The rabbit hole goes deeper. You've been warned.